You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. I got something for you though.
You don't want zero problems, big fella.
Great morning, great Walker. Great morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. You should be celebrating Monday morning.
One more label try to stop me. It's gonna be some dread.
Up in the lobby, baby.
You on the bottom with me.
Hey, it's April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day. Great morning, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you so much for being on. Everybody online, everybody on Instagram, everybody on Facebook. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining. I want to jump right into it because I got to share something with you guys. As you know, it is April 1st. I am suspecting that you have your goals for the week, the goals for the month, the goals for the rest of the year. As I shared with you guys on Saturday, you already know. Like, great morning. I see you, Alex. I see all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. You love the music, and I appreciate that. Definitely, man, shout out to my man. Definitely blessings from the Most High for people like Chance the Rapper, because Chance the Rapper does phenomenal things in his community. A real philanthropist today. Like when I see a philanthropist, I see his face today. You know what I'm saying? So I want to definitely share something with you guys because you know it's April Fool's Day. As I just shared with many people that just chimed earlier, April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day. I'm going to share something with you guys because, again, it's so absolutely mind-boggling to what I'm about to share with you guys, and I'm gonna dive right into it. It says right here in Psalms chapter 8. This is King David, the man that chased after God's own heart. But he says this in chapter 14. He says, "The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doth good." The reason why I share that particular verse, the reason why I share that particular verse with you is because we are living in a day today where there's no champion. No champion. I'm looking for the champion within. Like when I look at my children, I'm always admired by their characteristics that they share. And of course, it's been work. 19 years. Yesterday was my son's birthday. 19 years of work. I was interviewed for a magazine on Saturday morning, and the young girl asked me, "How long have you been teaching?" I said, "For 19 years. You know what I'm saying? Like 19 years I've been training. 19 years I have been committed. I've given my absolute best example of what champion means to my children. Oh, you mean education? Oh, you mean in the Department of Education? Oh, you mean like in the classroom setting? I get it. And so what I specifically brought to her, I said, I've been in this field, in this arena for 10 years. 10 years. It's going on 10 years since 2010. Nearly 10 years of showing, amplifying, working diligently to make sure that the champion within is showing, is displayed. Because he said right here, he says, "The fool hath said there is no God." But everybody I look at understands that there is a God. Whether it's Nelson Mandela, whether it was Socrates, whether it was Ralph Emerson, whether it was Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, whether it was Napoleon Hill or W. Clement Stone, whether it's Warren Buffett, like they understand there's a presence of God Almighty. And as people go through the day and they celebrate, oh, it's April Fool's Day, and they still 77% of people wake up on the wrong side of the bed hating that it's Monday. I challenge you to turn on the other side of the bed. If there's anything I learned from Thomas Edison, if there's anything I ever learned from him, it was how he gave a great example of how he took naps, he was a great example of really driving in his abilities to giving his absolute best potential. Literally like his best potential. His wife expressed in the autobiography that in his time of sleep, he would only get like 2-3 hours of sleep, and then he would grind in the garage. He would grind in the lab. He would walk to the lab. He would drive to the lab. Like he always separated. He always had a different method. Every single day wasn't the same. And sometimes I challenge you, sometimes you might need to take a different way to work. You might need to listen to something different on the way to work. You might need to stop at a different Starbucks on the way to work. Like you might need to change and put something else on that makes you stand out. People love when I wear my pink shirt. Like straight up. I no disrespect. Like I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but like straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like putting on the pink shirt, people are like, wow, that's loud. I'm like, yo, I want to be loud. Yo, I want to definitely be recognized. Yo, I want to definitely dress like I'm here to impress me. Not you, but me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might need to do something a little bit outside of the norm. A fool, it says right here, the fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. And we live in a time today where the so-called champions, the so-called leaders, say there is no God. Doing something outside of the norm understands that, you know what? Hey, I don't mind praying in front of the public. I don't mind sharing my faith. When the young girl asked me Saturday, who would you like to give thanks to? I said, first and foremost, I gotta thank God the Most High. Because if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for those times, those bumps in this journey, I would not be the person I am today. If it wasn't for those circumstances, if it wasn't for those challenges, if it wasn't for those situations in life, I would not be the person I am today. And too many people go through life in the same old norm, like they're going through life all the same method, the same way. They drive the same way, they have the same attitude. But until you change that, until you change that heart, everything here will change, and then everything out here will change. I hope that you guys get that. So when I say I'm looking for the champion within starts with your heart. I'm just saying, a real champion starts with heart. I don't care how many degrees you got. I don't care how long you've been at that university, and maybe your parents paid for your education at that university. But I can honestly tell you the disgust, the absolute disgust of what we're seeing today. No champion. I'm looking for a champion in the heart. I want my kids to always look for the champion in the heart, because that's where real champions come from. Heart. Experience, the lesson, you know what I'm saying? And heart, baby. In heart, they got that passion, man. They pour it out. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta get out of here. My wife was like, hey, make the message short and sweet, and you gotta go. Like straight up, that's my manager. Now I love my wife. Babe, if you're watching, I love you. Thank you so much for making sure that I stay adamant to the 18 rule. For those who don't know, real quick, I'm gonna drop this for you guys. Hold up. Drop 2 things for you guys. So real fast. 2 things. In the arena of speaking, you got to get to the point where you understand that the filler words got to be removed. Oh, you don't know what filler words are? Well, let's filler words. Look them up. They're not hard to decipher. And, but, like, so, and then, and like. If you listen to the vocabulary of today's communication, if you listen to today's communication, the social skills, listen and listen clearly. Because that is what is missing. Everybody's to this right here where they forget how to speak. Or maybe they're not praying enough and asking. You know what they say? The power of asking is the power of also receiving. Second to none, I gotta say, the next major area, and I'm giving you guys some tips today. The second area of public speaking is the 18-minute rule. Don't make it go over 18 minutes. Hey, psychologists, researchers, I myself have identified, I have spent countless of hours and months researching why people have such a small tolerance level of information. Because after 18 minutes, after 20 minutes max, everybody's on overload. Everybody's looking to depress and get this information out. So real quick, man, 18-minute rule, that's all you got. That's all you have. So think of it like that. Listen, I got to get out of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for always watching. Thank you guys for always sharing. Hey, have a great and fabulous day. And as always, today has been brought to you by Mega Toppers Pizza. When it comes to quality, there is no substitution. And of course, Desert Star Academy was learning is earning and beyond and taking young scholars to the next level in rigorous education, baby, and becoming the leaders they were born to be. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a great and fabulous day. And as always, make it a masterpiece, baby.